Ellough. G'day. G'day.
Right, just quickly check the sound. Right, check. Okay. We're missing one person. No, we've got everyone now, I believe. Just quickly sorting someone out because they're in, but just making sure we're all ready. Right then, welcome back to everyone watching. It is going to be round 7 tonight of the Ellough versus Karttrak Cromer F1 Virtual Grand Prix. We have a full grid, I believe, although it says we've got 22, so we've actually got one too many. Alright. Just got to check. Someone is in who shouldn't be, so so we should have Captain. Rocket needs a seat. Alfie's in. Bandai's in. Mifflin's in. Evans. Hobnob's in. Tin Mighty. Should have Willis, Sweeney, Bacon, Charlie Boy, Baldy is down here. Fake Taxi, Scampton Bingo, JHS is at the bottom. OPGW, Skid 69, Mullen, okay, so actually everyone right, just got to sort this out. We have got one too many. We have got one too many drivers, but not quite sure what is going on, so alright, now scrolling down, Jacob. I'll do it slowly so you can see. I have gone through the chat and everyone that's put their name in seems to be in. So I think we might actually have had one too many drivers. So that's all. So top half and second half. I know you said there was one space left, Jacob. So then this driver here, Dilly08, I've put in the chat because you said there was one. So he was the driver I put in, and then you said race was full. Jack, Rocket back out of the lobby. Jack, send him another invite. I don't know if it'll work though, because you can have 20 drivers and 2 spectators, I believe. So I don't know if that'll work, because you still won't have a seat. Right, has that worked? Alright, well, my host settings. Yeah, that's what I was thinking to check. Yeah. It is obviously, there's only 10 teams, so you can only have a maximum of 20 drivers. So we had, there was 22 in the lobby, but I'm one of them as a spectator, because it does allow you to have 2 spectators in the lobby, so we did just have one too many drivers. But I don't know who the extra is. I can't see the screenshot of the driver entry you put in because it always comes out too blurry. But well, Baldy has given up his seat, so yeah, if anyone drives in AI, we will just kick them for the next race because we have a lot of drivers that normally do that, so I don't really think that's fair. Alright, so we should now be readying up. Has been sorted. Baldy has very kindly given up his seat so everyone else can race. But it has been said, if anyone is seen to be using the AI to finish the race, like we have quite a few times, then they will be kicked so he can race for race number 2. But I believe everyone we've got in tonight has raced with us so far this season, so no new ones tonight. But a bit of a shame because everyone wanted Baldy to win. But I guess this way, by Baldy giving his seat up, you know, Evans has a chance of maintaining his win record because I reckon he was going to lose to him. So first race tonight is at Hungary, and it is dry for qualifying. But yeah, first time we've had a full grid, I believe, so, well, and we actually would have had one reserve driver. So we can keep this up, the rest of the season should be quite good. Question is, can anyone stop Evans doing the double again? I think he's now done it for the last 2 or 3 rounds in a row, so yeah, challenge is, can anyone stop that? So, one-shot quali is about to get underway. And as we go into turn number 1, the order is just changing all of the time. So, tyre-wise, it's JHS on the medium. Everyone else has gone soft. And if we go on board with Evans, corner cutting has been put back to regular, but we've asked the drivers not to fully abuse it, but this chicane is one that you can get away with cutting, and all the drivers know that. But it's quite hard to cut some of the corners on the circuit, because as you can see on the inside it's sort of just grass, so it wouldn't benefit them much, as Evans has a big slide, but does save it quite nicely, and somehow maintains provisional pole. So just short shifting through the gears, trying to get a better exit, stop the rear wheels from spinning. And as he exits the last corner, it looks like it will be Evans on pole again, and it is. Sweeney in second, Skid in third, best qualifying position for him, I believe. Hobnob 4th, Willis 5th, Bacon 6th, Captain 7th, Chuggy 8th, Charlie Boy 9th, Scampton Bingo 10th, OPGW 11th, Fate Taxi 12th. As we carry on, it's JHS in 13th, Mullen 14th, Tin Mighty, Mifflin 15th, Tin Mighty 16th, Dilly 17th, Alfie Pritch 18th, Rocket 19th, and then Bandai in 20th. So 6.4 seconds separates the grid, but we don't know who had any incidents. But at the front, Evans, even with his little slide and push on, still is 6/10 clear. Sweeney's got another half second back to Skid, so top 3 seem to definitely be the fastest drivers, but I'm pretty sure you'll find Hobnob, Willis making a way through. Captain is normally a front runner, so yeah, I'm pretty sure the order will change as the race goes on. Turn 1 is quite tight, and it does cut back on itself, so I'm pretty sure, no doubt, we'll have some drivers making contact, and at some point in this race a safety car will come out. It would be quite nice if we didn't, but I guess we will see. So it is looking dry for the first race, which most of the drivers will be happy about, especially Bacon. So, race number 1, about to get underway. If we try to go a bit further down the grid, most of the drivers seem to be away cleanly, and Evans has got a good start and has kept in the lead, but that was Sweeney trying to send up the inside, but Evans maintaining his lead, so further down the field. Bit of contact there. I think that's by Captain. And we've already got a safety car, so who's that out? Not too sure. That's... Oh, and that's Dilly going into the back of Scampton Bingo there under a yellow, and he spins Mullen out. So I'm not quite sure what Dilly is doing here under the safety car. That has left Mullen now down in 20th position, so not ideal, but Evans is in the lead. Sweeney's in second. Hobnob has moved up into third position. Skid obviously down to fourth. Captain fifth, Willis sixth, Bacon seventh, but as you can see a lot of the drivers have chosen to pit on the first lap. Pretty much all the drivers are coming in. Oh, Alfie PRIX just letting Mullen pass in the pit lane, I'm guessing. But Mullen has been, or received a 5-second penalty for speeding. Did enter the pit lane quite fast there. And if we just have a look, most of the drivers choosing to go to the hard tyre. JHS has pitted and gone for the medium. Scampton Bingo has gone for the medium, so has Rocket and Mullen. So it will be interesting to see if they can make it last till the end. But I said we'd have a safety car after the first corner, and we was definitely right. But we haven't had anyone retire. So drivers just trying to catch up to the back of the safety car pack. But as they're all not there, I'd imagine the safety car will be doing one more lap. So it was a predicted strategy that they'd all pit on lap 6, but both the tyres would make it till the end, is what it was saying, so be interesting to see. Hopefully we won't have any more damage under the safety car. So out of all the drivers that have pitted, Evans has remained in the lead, but Sweeney is right behind him, so it will be interesting to see if Sweeney can keep up with Evans off the start and even try and get past him, which would be quite interesting. Definitely would be one of his best chances at winning if he can get in front and get through the traffic before Evans. Mullen apparently has just crashed, but he seems quite a long way off, so not sure what's happened there. But we are all bunching up a bit. So safety car light is still flashing, so we might be doing one more lap. Oh no, lights have gone off, so safety car is in this lap. So we will be getting underway very shortly. So it looks like Skid has gone and got quite a good jump already. So what I want to see is if Sweeney, it's actually gone to Sweeney, has it? Sweeney was going to be able to do Evans, but it looks like Evans has got a lot better launch and has already gone up the inside of Bandai. So he's already got a car between himself and Sweeney. But front three have got a bit of a gap. Evans is now chasing, and Sweeney looking to try and get past Bandai as quick as he can, and just hoping that Evans doesn't get too far in front. But Captain will also be looking to try and get past because he is another very fast driver. But Sweeney all over the back of Bandai now. We'll be looking for a cutback and hopefully get the move done on the brakes. He does pull out and he sends it late on the brakes. But Captain looking to hold on the outside of Sweeney, but can't quite get the move done. And Bandai has decided to go into the pits. So if we go back with the leaders, I think, yeah, Fake Taxi has made a move on Tim Mighty into P2. And Evans now right on the back. Captain now up the inside of Sweeney as well. But Sweeney keeping on the outside and will have the inside for the next corner. As they go side by side. And Captain has taken P5 from Sweeney. As he runs a little bit wide and onto the grass, but keeps it going and is actually looking very quick. So I don't know if Sweeney will be able to keep up or if he is struggling a bit. But Evans is right on the back of Tim Mighty, trying to get into P3. See, the drivers in front of him have not pitted yet, so when they do, Evans will take the lead anyway, but just trying to get through and create a big gap as he possibly can. And Sweeney is back past Captain, so we've missed that move. But I would imagine that Evans will get the move done into turn number 1 as we start lap 6 of 18. He's got the inside and he will go later on the brakes. He gets it stopped, but Tim Mighty does get a cutback, but it's blocked very nicely by Evans. So I would imagine now a move is done. But on board with Sweeney, is this? Oh no, Sweeney is further up, so that is Hobnob and Captain battling as they are going side by side. And who's going to give way? Hobnob does give way to Captain. If I am correct, these two are brothers, so a bit of brother rivalry going on the circuit. So just run a little bit wide out of the chicane, and that is now Bacon closing in P9. So Sweeney now catching up with Tim Mighty for 4th position. Will he look for the inside? Not on this lap. So that is Tim Mighty into the pits. So a bit further down the grid. Have we got any battles going on? We do, so good battle further towards the back. So this is now Dilly looking up the inside of Chuggy, who is also looking to get past Alfie Pritch, but Dilly pulls out. He's going to get the move done up the inside, and Alfie Pritch sends a move up the inside of OPGW. and that has put him in the wall. And Chuggy also trying to look at getting a cutback, and he tries to hold it round the outside of Dilly, but the track will, it will run out of room, but it keeps on the inside and up into this next corner. Being on the outside is not going to work here. He does go off of the circuit, so we should really give the place back, but he doesn't, so to actually use the exit of the track there to get in front. And this is a reason why I wanted corner cutting on strict, so we might have to turn it back on for the next race. But back towards the front, Bacon still on the back of JHS, but is on a slightly slower tyre compound than JHS, so if he can just stay with him towards the end of the race, his tyres should have a bit more life, and he will hopefully catch. But Hobnob is closing in on Captain now with DRS, and looking to try and get that 5th position back. But once all the drivers have pitted, the battle between Captain and Hobnob will be for the 3rd step of the podium, so yeah, the podium fight is actually what we are watching now. Just having a look, Mullen is up into 14th, Dilly's had a bit of an incident by the looks of it and dropped down. Willis is in 16th, but has had 2 pit stops, so probably got a bit of damage. So can Willis make up some positions? I would guess he will. Does run a little bit wide through there as well, so maybe lacking a bit of grip as Mullen is off the circuit. So lost a bit of time there, so Dilly will now close on the back of him. Oh, and Dilly runs off the track and actually into the wall. Struggling to get it back on the circuit as Willis is right on the back of him now and will look to get past, but don't think it's going to be close enough and does have to back out of the move. So we go back towards the front. Hobnob is now only 3.5 tenths off the Captain. And JHS looks like he's also closing up. Charlie Boy is now, or just in front of Bacon, so JHS has actually moved up a place, I believe. Rocket is in P9. Scampton Bingo rounding out the top 10. On board with Alfie Pritch. Just run a little bit wide through there, just clipped the curb on the inside and had to turn out. Back towards the front, and Skid is now pitting, so Evans will now take the lead, and obviously Sweeney will come round for 2nd. So this will be the battle for P3 on the track as Evans sets a fastest lap of the race, a 1:16.9. So Alfie Pritch is right on the back of Fake Taxi. So if he can get in DRS, maybe use a bit of ERS, although he's pushing on a lot, so I'm guessing he's got some wing damage. So by the looks of that, Alfie is definitely sort of trying to nurse some front wing damage. If we change camera, can't really tell. So Willis will be next up to try and catch Alfie Pritch. It looks like Mullen did pit again, so he's now in 19th. But Evans with a 5.5 second lead. Looks like he will be taking another win here. Captain just looking like he's pulling a gap out again to Hobnob, but it does come down as soon as they get into the DRS section, so as he exits this last corner, the gap should get a bit closer. but the rest of the field just staying quite close now. And that's Rocket trying to get up the inside of Skid, but has to turn out to stop himself running into him, and has a bit of a slide on the exit, so that cost him a bit of time. And Alfie PRIX just receives a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits, so just not getting it stopped in time for the line. If we go and have a look at the fastest laps, Evans is the fastest on the circuit at 1:16.9. Second fastest on the circuit actually is Skid, I believe, at 1:17.3. Then by the looks of it, it's Willis at 1:17.6, so bit of a way down the order. Though OPGW apparently has done a 1:16.9, so he's actually quick but in last place, so not sure what's going on with him. But the rest of the field sort of doing 18s or 19s, and a couple towards the back doing 20s, so. But Hobnob and Captain are having a good battle here, so Captain is on the inside, but outside. Hobnob will have the inside for the next corner, so we'll take P3. But we'll look for a cutback. It just sort of touches the back of him. Yellow flag ahead, so he won't be able to overtake. But who's that yellow flag for? I think it was for Mullen. So yeah, yellow flag for Mullen there. And he does retire from the race, so not the best start as you see him in the wall. And I think that is safety car or virtual safety car, so all the drivers have now stopped. Yeah, virtual safety car. So they will now have to sort of maintain the gap and their speed. Just hopefully the drivers all stop in time as well. Don't crash into each other, but the rest of the field seems to be a little bit spread out. So Evans does have some traffic up ahead when we get racing again, but he does have an 8-second gap back to Sweeney in P2, and we are green, so race is commencing again. But JHS is sort of right in the back of 4th and 3rd position. Evans up the inside of OPGW, and Alfie PRIX will be the next driver to get lapped, as Captain retires from the session, and you can see him just in the wall. So as look on the screen on the left, and you can see Captain has retired. So not quite sure what happened between them two, or whether he just got a bit wide on the exit. But all the drivers just managing to avoid him with his back wheel sticking out into the circuit. But we are green, so yeah, the car has been cleared. So that is now Captain retired, so he's moved Hobnob into P3, and he's got a 1.5 second gap back to P4. So as long as he can maintain his pace, he should be or should have another podium under his name. So everyone has pitted now. Willis is up into 12th, but still 4.5 seconds off of 11th, which is Fake Taxi, but he is battling with Chuggy, so if they keep battling, he might be able to catch them up, and if he can get a point from this, it'd be a good recovery drive again by Willis. So Fake Taxi all over the back of Rocket. Unless we get a comment. Who is it from? Oh, hi Dev. Another viewer. So Skid and JHS having a good battle here, with Skid going up the inside, and OPGW is in AI, so if he remains in AI he will be kicked for the next race, and Baldy will be coming back. So as Fake Taxi seems to be going around the outside of Rocket for P9, and Chuggy and Willis now right on the back, so definitely within a shout of a point here for Willis, as he looks to get up the inside using DRS of Chuggy, and he should get the car stopped, stop any cutback, which he has, and then if he pulls away, we get OPGW needs to be kicked. Yeah, he will be, as he is in AI, so we have said that, and he, if I'm correct, has now finished in AI for the last 3 or 4 races, so yeah, I will kick him after. But Bacon up into P5 now, a good result for him with a full grid of 20. Skid in 6th, but was looking quick earlier. So not quite sure what's happened here, but Willis has spun or end up off the circuit, so he is now down in 11th, but he's got a 10-second gap to P10, so I don't think he will be getting a point from this first race today. But JHS and Tim Mighty having a good little battle here. JHS is on the soft compound, so he should be a bit faster, but obviously it does depend how many laps of tyres. So he's on fresh set of tyres, so he should make his way past Tim Mighty quite easily and pull a gap. So he got a nice little cutback using DRS, so he will now pull away. I don't think Tim Mighty will be able to get him back on the brakes, and JHS should now just pull away. So Sweeney's sort of just under 9 seconds off of Evans in the lead. Hobnob in 3rd has a 1.8 second gap to Charlie Boy. Bacon is still with a shout of a P4 if a mistake is made. But Skid is only 2.1 seconds off on a newer set of tyres, but again on the mediums as well, so probably should catch Bacon up, but I'm not sure if he'll make the 2 and a bit seconds up. But if we go back down the grid, JHS and Dilly having a good little battle here. JHS does make it around the outside. The fresh set of tyres definitely making a big difference to him, so you can just see he has so much more corner speed, and he is now getting away, and he does set the fastest lap of the race as well, so he will, if it stays like that, receive a point for the fastest lap, but I don't think he's going to make any more positions up. Chuggy and Rocket still battling for 9th position. And Chuggy now cutting the corner again, trying to catch up, but did receive a 3-second penalty for that, which will give Willis P10 from Chuggy. So with him trying to catch and keep up with Rocket by purposely cutting the corner, it has actually made him lose out. I guess that is his own fault. And yeah, that will mean Willis will go up into P10 and get himself a point from this race. So he's also going to get the move done early, so obviously they are on the last lap. And Willis now into P10. And you never know, he's even got a chance of getting Rocket on this lap. for P9, so I thought he was a bit too far off, but he's obviously got a bit more pace and is catching them up. So Evans has finished and won the first race of tonight. He's going to be winning by 10 seconds, so well done for him. Bacon has caught Charlie Boy up, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to be able to do anything about it. Skid also has closed in, but again not going to be able to make a place up. So if we go back for the battle for 9th position, Willis looking for the inside, as just a bit further back, JHS has managed to get past Chuggy, as he is pushing on quite a lot. So Willis up the inside of Rocket, but can't quite brake late enough. So Rocket will defend the inside, I would imagine. So Willis needs to go around the outside, which he might be able to pull off. And he does. He keeps his wheels in the white line, but can't quite get the traction down in time, as JHS runs round the outside of both of them and goes from 11th to 9th. So as we have a bit of carnage after the checker flag, so not quite sure what's going on here, but a great move by JHS there right at the end, and that does give us our finishing results. So the finishing results from that race, after all the penalties have been included, is Evans P1, Sweeney in 2nd, Hobnob 3rd, Charlie Boy 4th, Bacon 5th, Skid 6th, Female Fake Taxi in 7th, Scampton Bingo 8th, JHS 9th, Rocket rounding out the top 10, Willis in 11th, Chuggy 12th, Dilly 13th, Tin Mighty 14th, Miffland 15th, Bandai 16th, Alfie Pritch 17th, OPGW 18th, Captain and Mullen were the only 2 drivers to DNF. So we will have a 10-minute break, just so the drivers can go grab a drink or do anything they need to do. And I will be seeing if Bordy wants to come back. So some coming into the chat. So Bryn was too quick there, got swamped off the restart. Yeah, Britain was very fast. I did think, Sweeney, you were going to get him on the very first lap, though. First corner, and I was hoping you would. But you didn't quite make it. One more lap, and I would have had Charlie, but you were definitely closing in. But Skid, who was behind you, Bacon, was also closing in, so... yeah, we've got... Yeah, he took out JHS. Stupid now. Either actually drive or get out is a hazard. Yeah, let me invite Baldy, as he does want to come and rejoin. Is he online? Just trying to find him. Here he is. So OPGW will be gone, just because he isn't actually driving. He lets AI finish it. So Baldy does need to pick a car, and he is. He's gone in the Haas. So Baldy will be back for race 2. Oh, think we might have roughly sorted it. Bit of conversation going on in the chat. OPGW saying he wasn't sort of in AI doing the clip, but he has now finished the last 3. It was also said in our briefings, but he hasn't joined for the last 3, so not really much I can do. The rules were set out by Jacob, so if I can't get him in, and he's one of the only drivers that hasn't sort of sent me a friend request, I can't really do much for him. But we will hopefully be getting underway for the second race. Right, let's see if we can get the drivers 2 ready up. Oh. Just got to get someone an invite. So just waiting for one more driver to join back. Alright, he's back. We are still in spectator mode. So race 2 is about to get underway, and we will be around Belgium, Spa. So can anyone stop Evans doing the double? He's already won the first one. We will see for the second one. Hopefully it will be dry as well. Be nice to have a double dry race for today. And it is dry for qualifying. I'm not actually sure which drivers are normally fast round here. I believe Evans is quick. He seems to be quick at all circuits. I know Willis, when we done a league race with him, he did bottle it here, so hopefully he can get a better start than he does in most of the races. And rather than having to recover back to the front, he can stay at the front. So all the drivers choosing for the soft tyre for qualifying. Whoever that is on board, Fake Taxi I believe, running off the circuit at the first corner. So we have sort of got an order that seems to be roughly staying the same. So Evans is on provisional pole as Bandai retires from the session. So guessing maybe a slide and into the wall. But the order is changing sort of all the time, as Evans has another big slide and runs wide onto the grass, as Willis has moved up into the provisional P2 as it stands. But he's now dropped back down to P5, so all changing. Mullen is in 19th. Oh, as I'm guessing he's got some wing damage. Because he's just pushing on quite a lot here on full lock and sort of struggling to make it. Just stay on board and just see how he gets on. Yeah, definitely struggling. Well, I guess you could get confused for his normal driving and this driving, roughly the same, isn't it? But Evans still provisional pole, Sweeney in P2, JHS P3, but it can all change on the brakes into the last chicane and on the exit. So Evans looks like he's going to take pole again. Sweeney P2, JHS 3rd, Captain 4th, Willis 5th, Charlie Boy 6th, Skid 7th. Very close between 3rd and 7th, only 2 tenths separating them. Hobnob in 8th, Bacon 9th, Dilly 10th, Scampton Bingo 11th, Fake Taxi 12th, Chuggy 13th, Tim Mighty 14th, Mifflin 15th, Rocket 16th, Baldy 17th, Alfie Pritch 18th, and Mullen ends up retiring from the session. But the gaps between the drivers are very close. We will look when it comes back up. So yeah, from 3rd to 7th is 2 tenths. And then a bit further down, what is it with me and P2? Very consistent, Sweeney. You like P2. Send it. First corner or first lap, use all of your ERS and everything just to get past him. If you use it all and get in front, you just then defend from him and get it back. But we do have Bacon a 44.0, a 44.1, and then we've got a 44.3, a 0.4, 0.4, 0.4. So again, very close. When in doubt, flat out, white line. Exactly. Just get in front of him. If you can get in front of him, it's then up to him to get past you. And if you can force him in to take a more curb or something, you might, you never know, he might make a mistake and spin, and then, you know, the race could be yours. But if you keep following him, he's too fast that he pulls away. So if you want to win it, you've got to get in front of him. Higher than Harrison. That's not hard. But yeah, Sweeney, I want to see a first lap send. It's basically got to be like after the straight. If you haven't done it by then, I think you might have gapped you a little bit. And Evans, if you are listening to stream while racing, you might have to defend the first lap, because Sweeney is going to send it. Convinced. So second race is about to get underway, and we've got tyre choice. Chuggy's gone medium, and so has Alfie Pritch. Dilly gets a drive through for a jump start, and JHS has moved up into second, so I don't believe Sweeney will get to to send a move on Evans on this first lap, so the plan hasn't worked. But we've got a virtual safety car after turn 1, and that is one of the drivers taking off his wing. So not been the best start. Bacon has moved down into 14th. So not the best. Yeah, Bacon has gone down 5. Everyone else has roughly stayed around. Dilly has moved up to 5th, but he did get a jump start, so he will have to serve a drive-through. But question is, when we go green, can Evans get the jump, or will JHS do all he can to get in front? I'm guessing that will be the plan. He's trying to stay as close to Evans as he can, as we have gone green, so Evans has managed to just get away and pull half a second gap, but isn't using overtake or his ERS, so if JHS does though, he might be able to get past him, and if that was me, I would have definitely used my overtake just to try and get past, as Fake Taxi retires from the session. So I'm not quite sure what's gone on a bit further back, and that is Willis. Was that Willis pitting? I think it was. I know Willis did stay out, so it was Dilly pitting actually. So Willis sending a move up into P6, but Charlie Boy has... no, he hasn't quite got a good enough exit. But if we go back to the front, will we see Evans go into P2 at any point? I know he's very good on the brake, so if you're going to get past him, you've got to make sure you are far enough past. But Evans does move over a little bit there and sort of just leaving no room. I mean, if that was me, I'd have stayed there. And if Evans would have moved over any more, he'd have been the one spinning as well. But he does keep the lead, but a bit of a lock-up. Captain is in P4, Hobnob P5, obviously Willis still in P6, Battle Gun a bit further down, and that's Scampton Bingo around the outside of Charlie Boy. But Evans just pulling a bit of a gap out now. I think they might have missed their chance to get in front, unless he does use his overtake and ERS now to get past. That's what he needs to do if he wants to stay with him. But I don't know if they will. Yellow flag in sector 1. That is Bandai spinning with Alfie Pritch. So JHS closing in a little bit on Evans. I'm not sure if he is going to be close enough. Another yellow flag, sector 2. It looks like a... who? I can't work out who that is. But JHS just staying within a second, so he might have a chance. And with DRS, he might be able to get a move done. But we will see. So DRS is going to be activated for JHS. So can he get the move done on Evans? Evans is in the middle of the track, and he's not going to make it work on the outside of Evans. I know that. Very light on the brakes. Yeah, and Evans managed to just hold him there. But looking racy, and it's nice to see Evans being kept on his toes. Very hard corner this, if you run like ABS off. So just always causes the car to lock up. Mullen's not had a bad drive so far, up 10 into P9. Where's Willis? Willis is in P11. But he has pitted, so as it stands, out of all the drivers that have pitted, he is in front. So bear that in mind when they do pit. He might be able to jump some of the field. Any batters going on further down? No, not really. Alfie Pritch into the pits. So still close at the front, and it is sort of a second separates the top three. And he does set purple sector 3, but this lap, can he go to the inside instead of the outside? Because it would be easier for him to outbrake Evans, because if Evans tries to keep it on the outside, he can potentially run out of the track. So a yellow flag sector 3, and that is Charlie Boy, I believe. So having a bit of a spin, but JHS can't get the move done on this lap, but he is still staying close to Evans, although Evans a lot faster through that sector of the circuit. Again, a bit of a lock up, all the drivers locking up through there. So Captain and Hobnob, are they going to have another battle like they did at Hungary? Bacon looking like he's catching Scampton Bingo. Mullen in 8th. So Willis in P10. 11.4 off of 9th. So we'll keep that gap in mind and see if he can close up. Evans looked like he just ran a little bit wide there. But he's definitely having to try. Sweeney still just hanging on in P3. Yellow flag sector 2 and 3. Who's that this time? So that was Dilly, I believe, causing a yellow there. But Sweeney is looking closer to JHS, so will he try and get past on this lap and then see if he can catch Evans, or will he stay behind? And gap's about even to both of them now, so Evans just managing to maintain a big enough gap that they won't be able to get past on this lap. And then he's so fast through this sort of chicane that he just pulls away on the exit, but they will probably lock up on the brakes. And Sweeney keeping a bit tighter, but can't quite get the exit speed out. Hobnob still within half a second of Captain, just as Captain hits the wall and retires again. So very unfortunate racing for him tonight. 2 DNFs, and both times racing Hobnob, so just having a bit of a slide and not being able to get the car back in time. So yeah, very unfortunate for Captain. He was quite high up in the championship points as well, but that's not going to help him for today's racing. But we have got a virtual safety car, so it is time for the drivers to try and sort of save some ERS and fuel. Mifflin gets a penalty for speeding under safety car, and Evans pits. So if JHS can put in a couple of quick decent laps, he might be able to overtake Evans when he pit stops. But Sweeney also following the pit stop, and most of the drivers also doing the same. So maybe Evans is a bit of a trendsetter because he's winning them all. If they do what he does, they got the best chance. But I think it's a good strategy by JHS to stay out, because if he can get in front, then yeah, it's sort of very good. But obviously for Sweeney, coming in behind Evans was also a good idea, because it now means that he can be the one that gets pulled along by him. But Evans has had a much faster pit stop than Sweeney, so the gap is now 2.5 seconds. But after that, Dilly is in P4. So Bacon's up into P5. As I think that's Alfie Pritch also retiring. There's someone, I can't see him anymore. But Bacon is up the inside of Dilly, but he should stay on the outside. He doesn't, and it has caused Bacon to spin. So Willis only just managing to make it through, but he's actually been penalised for that under a yellow flag. So Willis does have to give the position back, which is very unfortunate considering what's just happened there, because it was sort of Bacon's car that had caused the yellow flag, even though it wasn't his fault. But JHS has now come into the pits, so it will be interesting to see when he comes back out. Will he come out in front of Evans or behind him, and if so, will he be in between Evans and Sweeney? But Willis now looking to get past Bacon for P6 and then try and catch drivers in front. Not sure what's happened here, but oh no, Hobnob got past them both as well, didn't he? So Dilly's still in P4. By the looks of it, Sweeney is going to jump JHS, so the pit stop a lap earlier definitely worked for these drivers, but JHS is on a lap fresher tyre, so might have a chance of getting the move done, and he does get up go around the outside of Sweeney, and has taken P2 back. So will these two work together to try and catch Evans, because it is only 2.2, although Sweeney gets up the inside, but can't quite keep it there, and JHS does take that P2 back. But yeah, will they work together or try and just keep and battle for P2 and 3? I reckon they'll just battle, and I think Evans now might just pull away. I don't know if that was Bacon pitting, but obviously Willis is now into P5. But Sweeney looking like he is just struggling to keep up. But the gap is gone to 2 seconds, so JHS is actually catching Evans a little bit. But by the looks of it has used all of his ERS, so not going to come in handy for him if he wants to try and catch Evans. And also might help Sweeney to get past, as we have a yellow flag in sector 2, and that is Rocket. Oh, he's got an issue with his front right wheel, so I'm not sure if he will make it back to the pits in time. Obviously just got a puncture there, pushing on quite a lot, but will he make it back to the pits? That is the question. And on board with Bacon here, you can see the black line being left as Willis sets the fastest lap of the race, a 1:44.8, and that's Rocket getting out of the way, probably, as well as not actually being able to turn the corner. But Sweeney really close to JHS, but just quickly see Rocket has just about made it back to the pit, so having to nurse that car as JHS does just run a little bit wide, but Sweeney can't capitalise on it. But they have got a massive gap back to P4, so they can battle all they want, and Evans is just slightly extending that lead, which I imagine he will now with these two drivers battling. But it would have been interesting if they didn't, because I think they had a chance of catching Evans. I don't know though. Once they were there, whether they could have done anything about it, I'm not too sure. But Willis 2 seconds off of P4, so we'll see if he can do anything about that. But Sweeney right on the back, he looks to the outside, he'll send a dummy though, I know he will. He looks for it, but can't get it to stick. But he does go around the outside and gets the move done. But if anyone knows Sweeney, then yeah, all he likes to do is go to the outside as you move back across. He likes to sell you the dummy and get the move done, but couldn't do it then, but he just kept it on the outside, and a great move there. So DRS now, Sweeney does move to like the inside to cover it, but he doesn't quite have enough speed, and JHS does take P2 back, runs a little bit wide, so Sweeney can get a good cutback. They might be able to get a move done. Does have a little bit of a slide exit in the corner, so won't get the cutback on this lap. But good battle for P2 and 3. Willis has brought the gap down to 1.9, so he is closing, but it's not probably going to be by enough because we're on lap 9 of 11. So I don't know. He might. He's only got to find 7 tenths, and then he will be within DRS, so he does have a chance. Can Sweeney get the move done? Are we doing a fun race? I won't be able to I won't be able to stay on and do a third race just because I've got to actually go as soon as this is done. But obviously the lobby will be left how it is set up, so if anyone wants to, you can stay. Obviously you can keep these lobby settings or change them yourself, but yeah, I have to actually do something as soon as this is done, so I will have to go. But Rocket has retired from the session. Yeah, I'll run it. Yeah, Alfie, I don't know who it was set. I can see if I can change the host, and if I can, I will set it to you, so you can obviously do a third race. But JHS gets the move done on Sweeney again, as we have a driver. Oh, that's Rocket's car. So quite a few drivers have actually retired around here. But yeah, lap 10 of 11. So not much longer left. Willis has brought the gap down to 1.4, so if he can get just another sort of 3.5 tenths this lap, he will be within DRS and definitely with a chance of getting that P4. Let's have a look. Penalties, no one actually has any penalties either, so that's good to see. Fast on the circuit, yeah, is still Willis, as Sweeney has a bit of a slide, and it's going to definitely lose him some time, so he won't be able to get the move done on this lap. So if we go back on board with Willis, and the gap is now within the DRS range, so if he can get a good exit out of turn 1, definitely has a chance. Dilly's also looks like he's making up some time on Charlie Boy. And the gap, he just ran a bit wide there by the looks of it, and the gap is extending. Bacon trying to get that P10 from Tin Mighty and give himself a point. But by the looks of it, Sweeney has done JHS, so he didn't get to see that move, and he has pulled half a second gap. So was it the right thing to do? Because every time he's got in front, JHS has made it past using DRS, but the gap is a little bit bigger, but it is closing up. But Sweeney hasn't used overtake or ERS, so he's allowing JHS to go on the inside. He's going to try and hold it on the outside, and he does. He manages to make it stick, and now with him having a little bit more ERS, he might be able to actually pull the gap out. So great move there by Sweeney, or hold it on the outside. Willis still closing up, and Bacon is now right on the back. Looks to the inside, but he's only got to hold it to a straight, use DRS, and you should just drive straight past him. So yeah, DRS is activated for Bacon, and Tim might just trying to move over but not leaving him enough room. The move is done by Bacon. As long as he doesn't run wide here and gets it stopped, it should be his. So Bacon up into P10, and Willis now within 2 tenths of Hobnob. But Evans now coming around to finish. Sweeney with a big lead over JHS, so it looks like it's done for him. But the question is, can Willis do anything about Hobnob? He has got more ERS than Willis, so he might just have a little bit more power. So it's going to be a do or die moment on the brakes. I don't think Willis will send it. I think he will just sit for this P5. Unless he can get a better exit, but it's quite hard for him. as he has a big slide out the last corner. And he needs to try and get it back in time before Scampton Bingo gets out of the last corner. And Willis is away. And luckily manages to claim the position. But JHS DNFs. We didn't actually see what happened there, but he did DNF from the session. So that does move Hobnob up into P3 and Willis P4. But I'm not quite sure what happened there. I didn't get to see. But yeah, Scampton Bingo in P5, Mullen P6 up 13 places, so a good race for him. Charlie Boy 7th, Dilly 8th, Bacon 9th, Tim Mighty 10th. So that will move Chuggy up into 11th, Baldy in 12th, and Mifflin will go into 13th position. Are we doing a fun race? No, obviously, yeah, I do have to go, but I will leave the lobby running so people can. But yeah, driver of the day. Driver of the day does go to Mullen. So we will just read out the results, or let you see the results properly. Good race with JHS Defo, a good first stint, but just got held in the pits and I lost DRS. Yeah, I was hoping you'd stay close enough to Evans, but he does also take the fastest lap as well, a 44.1. But yeah, as you can see here, these are the finishing positions. Quite a few drivers DNF'd. Not too sure what did happen for JHS, but we was on board with Willis at the time. So if you did enjoy this stream again, please press the like button, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. We are sort of gaining a couple of subscribers a stream, which is really good. Obviously, leave any comments you want to. But other than that, we will be back on Saturday for round number 8. So we're getting quite a way through the championship. Crash before the line. So JHS apparently did crash before the line. I don't know if it's possible. Wait. Can I don't know if I can change the host. No. Well, I will just have to leave the session and I guess it will pick who is the host. But yeah, if you did enjoy it, please like, subscribe, turn notifications on so you know when we have gone live. But yeah, other than that, we'll be back around 7 PM on Saturday for round 8. But other than that, thank you for watching.